If you've been looking for simple, creative ways to show your patriotic spirit this year without spending a lot of money, you're going to love these 3 easy patriotic DIYs I have for you today. These DIYs are perfect for 4th of July, Memorial Day, or just to add a little red, white, and blue to your summer decor. And the best part? They're all budget friendly and made with items you may have already have in your stash. So grab your glue gun and let's dive in. It is What Would You Make, my friends, and we are always happy to have guests with us, but without further ado, let's get crafting. I'm starting with this 12-inch wood round that came in a set from Amazon. Painted that with 2 coats of folk art Adirondack, and now I'm going to section off the wood and color it with these 2 paints that you see me have here. So I'm taking some painter's tape and I'm measuring off a section at the bottom and a section at the top, 2 inches I believe. So I use the ruler to just give me even measurement and then tape that down. Now I'm doing the red first, just a small amount because this paint is very pigmented, and because I use the white as the base, then you don't need a lot of red. Did both sides and now I dried that. Removed the tape before it dried, yes. I removed the tape before it actually completely dry, and then I dried it. And then I'm going to put the tape back down, and this is why you need to make sure that the red is dry completely, because I'm going to section off a small part and then I need to put 2 pieces of the tape down as spacer, and in that middle piece is where the blue is going, and then I put the tape down on the red section. So you need to make sure that your red dries properly before you actually put the tape back there. Now I put the blue down and then I'm going to paint that, and I did that for both the top and the bottom. I remove the tape before it dries, and a little of the white is still peeking through, but that's no issue. I'm going to fix that. And then just use the heat gun to dry that. Now both sides are dry, and a little of the blue got on my red. No issue, fix that as well. I got this stencil in a set from Temu, when Temu was Temu, or when I was ordering from Temu. I stopped ordering from them long before they are no more. So I'm only going to use the star section. So I placed that down in the blue area and taped down the section that I did not want my paint to get onto. And then I stencil on the white using a sponge dabber, and then flipped it around, did the same thing, and now it's dry. Now after that dried, I am now going to use the welcome section. So again, I place the stencil down, tape down the areas that I did not want the paint to get on, and some little parts of the word had the stars peeking through, so I had to cover those sections as well. Next, I took the black paint and a sponge dabber and just dabbed in the welcome, and where there were little openings, I used a black paint pen to just cover those. And it's looking cute already. I love it. Now I'm going to use some Mod Podge to just seal the paint, and to finish, next I took my handheld Hardell drill and I drilled 2 holes at the top for my hanger. I know I say it every time I use this tool, but I love it so much. It is very handy. Now if you would like to get one for yourself, the link is down in my description box below. You can check that out. This string of beads came off something else, and oh, it's gonna come in handy right here. And then I made a bow with some burlap ribbon, glued it right there. This doesn't need that much embellishment. It's pretty already. But to tie in all the colors, this ribbon came from the Dollar Tree. I made a small finger bow dovetail the ends and glue that on top of the burlap bow. If you are new here, this is What Would You Make? I host this playlist with my friend Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY, and every month we have a guest host, and this month our friend Katie from Lady Red Crafting joins us. So I will leave links to all of our channels down in the description box below, as well as the playlist. And all is required for this playlist, my friends, is to create anything using wood. You can't go wrong with wood. So if you are a crafter and you have a channel and you would like to join us, just leave a comment down below that you would like to join, and we'll definitely get you added to our chat. Next, I got this box of wood letters, 248 pieces. If you are interested in this as well, a link will be in my description box below. So I chose the letters USA, and I'm just using a little tacky glue, or I believe that was wood glue, to glue that on, as well as a little hot glue to keep it in place. And after I glued those on, that's going to be it, my friends. Love it. Let me know what you think. And you'll see more of that in the final reveal. Now we're jumping into DIY number 2. This is a sign that I had made years ago, maybe 3 years ago probably, and I'm going to reuse it here. And this picture I got from Whiskey and Wit, because I'm a part of her email list, and she sent this to us. So all I'll be doing with this sign is just to redo it a little bit. So I'm painting out the edges because the picture did not go all the way on top, as you saw. So I'm using some of the folk art Adirondack to just paint out right around the frame. And then I used my finger and just tear it because I wanted that jagged edge. I didn't want it too sharp. And then once that was done, I'm now using a little Mod Podge to spread that until it became very tacky. And then I'm placing the picture on top of it. And then I'm using my hand to smooth that out. And then a parchment paper, or a piece of parchment paper, and the heat press to just reheat the Mod Podge and to seal it. And then I cut strips of cardboard off camera, where I'm going to use that to border the frame. And to get it on an angle, I use the pencil and just mark where the two pieces overlap, and then just trim those off to get me like a 45-degree angle in both pieces. And I did that for all the 4 sides. And now I'm going to glue them down. And to glue them down, I use some tacky glue as well as some hot glue. So just put the tacky glue on and spread it all over, and then added the hot glue on either side and a little bit on the inside of the edge, so that could be held on to the other side. A lot of other sides here, but you know what I'm talking about. I wanted where the two pieces join to be held directly together, so that's why I put the hot glue on that side. So if you are new to my channel or coming over from the playlist, welcome. I'm so happy you joined me today. Here on my channel, I do DIYs on a budget. If you love budget-friendly DIYs like these and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing and be sure to hit that notification bell. Hit it again and select all so YouTube notifies you whenever I upload new videos. So to kind of add some further embellishment to this piece, I'm using some jute cord to just go around the edges of the cardboard. And because I wanted more depth, I'm doubling the cord and twisting it as I glue it down. And also to give it a formal design, if you want to call it that. No, but this is optional, guys. You don't have to do it. And I'm making this to put it inside my guest bathroom. I'm not going to be giving this to anyone. It's up to you. And then to just cover the border on the edge, I went around with the jute cord as well and did the same thing. Then I'm using my handheld tool again and just to reopen those holes to pierce the cardboard, because of course I added that, so I needed to create some holes there. and then just added back the same jute cord that was there. And then for even further embellishment, I selected these Scrabble tiles that says USA and just glued that down on the center of the border at the bottom. And this one is done. Simple and cute. You don't have to do anything else to that. Now for our third DIY, I had this little chest that I picked up from the Dollar Tree years ago, and this is what I did to it then. So now I am just going to reuse this and just jazz it up a little. So I'm removing the little clamp at the top to use to clamp it shut. So I remove those, and these little screws are very tiny, so as not to lose them, you have to secure them properly and set them aside. Then I took the sanding block and I'm just sanding this down, because as you notice, some parts of it have glitter, because that was the design then, but now it's going to be different. So I'm sanding it down. And after I sanded it down, I just used a piece of napkin to cover the inside. And now I'm going to paint that with some white paint. I gave it 2 good coats. If you did not want to remove the hinges, you could also leave that on and paint it with the top connected to the bottom. Next, I used some red paint to paint in that section where we had our glitter paint. And then basically from this point onward, it's just embellishment. I did add some blue and some rub-on transfers from the Dollar Tree. And that's basically all that I did for this one. But I'll just let you watch to see the process. Here I am just using the tip of a small paintbrush and some blue paint to just add some dots on both sides of the top of our little chest. And here comes my penmanship, or should I say my drawmanship, or my artistry. Yeah, so I'm just putting in a little star. Some people call this the Star of David, but I'm using this blue paint pen to just paint that in. And how you get that, you just draw a triangle upward and a second triangle downward, and you get a star. And then dry that with the heat gun, and now I'm just adding some Mod Podge to seal the paint in. And this one is done, friends. I did replace the hardware, the hinges, and the latch at the front. And this is done. Done, done, done. And here we go with a bonus DIY. This bell came from the Woodpecker's Craft. And I just painted that with the same red paint and allowed it to dry. And that is done, my friend. Here I am just showcasing it inside of our little chest. And this is our Proverbs for today, Proverbs 20, verse 4. The sluggard will not plow by reason of the cold, therefore shall he beg in harvest and have nothing. Meaning, if you are lazy, you will have no food to eat. Now let's roll on to our final reveal. Here is our little bell. I did add or did transfer on the word freedom on here, because of course it represents the freedom bell. And there is our little chest and our wood round that says welcome USA, and our little repurposed sign, which I'm going to put inside my bathroom. And I had these little flag toothpicks. I just added a few of those to the chest. And this is done, my friends. Let me know what you think about these summer patriotic DIYs. Don't forget to check out my friends down in the description box below, Brenda and Katie's channel. Thank you, Katie, for joining us this month. And guys, make sure to follow the playlist all the way down to the end. We truly appreciate your support. And if you came over from any of the other channels, welcome. I truly appreciate you stopping by. And there you have it, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I enjoyed crafting with you today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more creative projects like these. And tap that notification bell as well so you never miss an upload. Need more inspiration? Click right here for other fun DIYs. Happy crafting, stay safe, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye!